When it comes to social media, we tend to share only the positive, the best moments of our life, which is good. We focus on positive side, but life is not always perfect. Last couple months have been really boring and stressful. Most of my time I stay at home by myself, work, and our spare time we try to look for housing to rent. It's a big milestone for us, and finding housing in France is a real nightmare. It's been about 5 months when we are looking for the apartment, and I'm trying to stay hopeful. But it's really difficult because when you talk to French people, they're like, yeah, people look for housing for years. And I'm like, we don't have that much time. So the thing is that, yeah, we're looking for housing in Paris region, which is already the problem. But also there's this thing in France, they have this law that protects people who rent the housing. So if you sign the contract, it's almost impossible legally to kick you out of the apartment or of the housing. So that's why there are a lot of cases where people rent and they don't pay. So because of this, it's really difficult to find an apartment, and you have to have a pile of documentations, including your last 3 paycheck. If you don't have a French contract, and there's different type of contracts. So one, they don't, if this is, there's this type of contract that's called CDI, and this is a very good job contract where you technically cannot be fired. And they're looking for this type of contract. And also there's this law that says that you can't rent an apartment if your net salary is not 33% bigger than the rent. So, and because I have my Ukrainian, contract, my own job that I do with my students, it doesn't count. That's why I'm looking for a job right now in France. So we could actually find an apartment. And it's really ridiculous to me. People here, I call it, they don't work. Well, they work, of course, but they have 2-hour lunch breaks. It's okay if they don't pick up the phone for a day or for 2. Don't answer the emails. And if you write the email on Friday, probably the fastest possible response would be on Tuesday or on Wednesday. So it takes a lot of time for communication. And as we are not staying there because we are living in a different region, we're living in Sarthe region, which is 2.5 hours from Paris. It's difficult because it's difficult to get in touch with, and also the apartments, it's just a very big problem right now. And I'm trying to stay patient. I go to therapy and it helps me. And I already had a couple of my interviews for French jobs where I could get the French contracts. So it's easier for us because as we would have 2 French contracts to find the housing. But it stresses me out because I technically spend all my life in this house, and it's not even in the village. There's no public transportation, so I can't really go out and go anywhere, even to the store. I order all my groceries online, which is good too. There's nothing to complain, but it's difficult. I have been working online for a couple of years, and it's difficult when you only stay in one room, when you don't even have separate rooms for work and for personal life. So I am really looking forward to moving and to start going out, or to have the separate job where I can actually go out of the house. Yes. So that's the plan for right now. And it's difficult to be an immigrant, and also that I do speak French, but I have to have more practice. I have to get out and speak to people. So, and this is the case today that and also there's no in this area. There's even no phone connection, so I have good internet, which is an advantage, and I can only communicate via internet. So even if people or agencies call me, I can't answer because there is no network. Bums! I also don't see my husband because of it very often, so if you see our pictures on Instagram or somewhere where we're together, it's probably very rare because he spends a lot of time getting to work and then he's busy at work. So the free time that we have, we are trying to spend as much time as we can together and looking for this apartment so we can have more time together. The rest of the time I'm wearing my pajamas and try to study French and take care of my health. But today is actually an unusual day. We finally decided to take a break from everything and we are going to the ocean. It's the first day of October, but the weather is perfect. So, to get to the west coast of France, we had to take a train from our city to the small city called Saint-Nazaire. It's a 2-hour train and then we arrived to our beautiful destination. It's a small cozy city on the coast that was almost completely destroyed during the Second World War, so the architecture is different comparing to other cities in France. I hope you enjoyed this little vlog. You can leave your comments, thoughts down the video.